Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. We are still working on moving India towards independence. I think I can afford to increase the game speed here a little bit as we get along here. We've still got plenty of infantry equipment, so I'm going to throw a couple more divisions in training. And I think as we go along, it will be feasible for me to increase, for me to start implementing other equipment. Xinjiang joins the Chinese Unitary Front. Oh, that's right. There's one other Chinese state. Okay, now all the states in China that are not under Japanese control are in the war properly against Japan. So yeah, so we'll see how things go with that. We're developing a healthy amount of army experience right now. Unfortunately, I can't yet get relief of command, which gives me extra army experience gain, because I'm not democratic yet, and it's going to be a while before I become that. France and Britain announce alliance. Calling upon the bonds forged during the Great War, France has requested a formal alliance with Britain, citing unspecified threats against the stability of Europe. Today, the request was approved by British Parliament, and France has joined the Allies. They're preparing for the worst. Excellent. So, that's very good. That's very good. That puts us in a pretty alright position. In fact, I think the time is not too far from now when I will relocate some troops to France to aid in the defense of France against German aggression. I'll probably station them on the Belgian frontier. That way we can get directly into that once the war starts. Obviously they'll need some upgrades because our current infantry division is, somewhat pathetic. But, there's a lot to do there. And we're gonna get an extra research slot from this, and that's gonna really, really help. A few more divisions. Alright. got myself a little dangerously close there. Religious violence, once again. We've gotten this event before. This one is in Peshawar. I'm going to imprison the agitators once again. Don't want to cost myself my precious stability. Alright. Ooh, not good, not good. Whew. You never want to be under your garrison needs, because that's going to put you in a situation where resistance is going to go up in a lot of different places in your country, and that creates a huge headache. Alright, Indo-centric curriculum is finished. So now, enrollment of Dalit children, this gives us extra stability. Temple entry movements. Okay, so I could go for my democracy bonuses now. But I think tenancy reforms, cottage industries. There's a lot of autonomy in civilian industry here. Ooh, no. Actually, we're going to boycott British-made goods. For too long, the British extracted raw resources from India and sold the refined material back to us at a steep cost. Indians should make stuff for Indians, not be upsold by our own occupiers. So this is also going to improve our industry, as well as increasing our autonomy. So, let's get working on trucks. And then we can use these other research slots for other work. Long term, it's going to be really important for us to get our research speed up. Cool. Yep, we are producing support equipment. That's true. But I can wait a little bit before grabbing the computing machine, so let's circle back to support equipment. Oh, blessed be. Alright, I've already got my engineer company and my recon company, which means the only support equipment I need to do is logistics. Alright. So that means, is there somewhere I can shell out just a little bit before going to... Yes, there is. It's radio. I'm going to need radio long-term for sure. But I'm going to basically switch over to 38 tech as soon as it's available. France, what are you... Where are you sending this unit? Please do not be sending this unit to defend India right now, France. France, you are the target. You need to defend... You need to defend France. Oh my gosh, where is this unit going? These 2 units. France has got 2 divisions wandering all over India. Oh, no, they're on their way. They're on their way to French Indochina. Okay, well, I guess I should have anticipated that, huh? It's okay. All right. So, that finishes that. Let's go ahead and grab computing machine. That's going to give us an additional research speed increase. So once all this civilian industry is completed, what am I going to want? I think nuclear bomb research is the obvious answer. So we're going to get that started there. Aerodynamics and avionics, we're going to need some of that too. Let's put that in central provinces. I think after that, it's going to be time for a military industry expansion. Also, once all this is complete, I can go ahead and hit this button, which is going to give us a whole lot of civilian industry and infrastructure to play around with, or at least a moderate amount, and that'll be nice. Alright. This is looking good. Let's do 3. Let's do 3 infantry divisions at once, and I'm trying to get this because... just completely for my own reasons, because I want to have an even number of divisions out there. Again, kind of a silly way of thinking about it, but that's what we're doing. Let's go ahead and grab a naval high commander, and we'll grab... Decisive battle seems like the right call long term, because we are going to be able to form a moderate navy long term. Obviously, commerce rating is very good for a country that doesn't have a lot of productive capacity, but we will eventually have a lot of that. So I'm going to go with this decisive battle guy instead. Still got some political power to play with. I think we're going to go with early mobilization. Again, a little bit of a waste long term, but I think it's worth. If war support goes down, it'll be a tragedy, but for the moment, it's going to increase the size of our... give us a little bit more construction speed, and it's going to increase the size of our... it's going to reduce the early the civilian industry penalty of 30% to an early mobilization penalty to construction speed of 10%, and that's worth it to me. Alright, there's boycott British-made goods. After this, we'll do tenancy reforms. This will also get us some production efficiency cap, which is real solid, and civilian industry construction speed. Well, this one's very good. We'll definitely do this. So where are we with our autonomy? We've been working hard, and we're at 800. We're getting some from something called Kadi movement. That's pretty cool. So we're rapidly getting to the point where we can become a dominion. It's just going to take 50 political power to do that. And that's going to make things a lot easier. A few more divisions ready for the training army here. So, what other things do we need to get producing? We need to get producing artillery and civilian trains. I think one more military factory in East Bengal is going to be the right call. And I want to get there relatively quickly, so we'll produce that as soon as the ones in Delhi are done, and that'll be just fine. So once we go with... oh, I didn't actually read tenancy reforms. Wealthy black hats are cornering the housing market, driving up prices and pushing the standard of living down while shortchanging the common man. Ugh, where have we heard that before? Congress shall lobby strongly for tenancy reforms, keeping a cap on how much a landlord can charge for housing. So after this, we're going down cottage industries and handloom weaving. Other options are National Planning Committee. Well, this one's short. Increases civilian factory construction speed, which is very tempting. Debt relief removes the Great Depression. Should also give an output bonus. But let's take a quick look at these other things. This one's autonomy and civilian factories, 2 of them, which is very solid. And this one's a lot of autonomy, an industry bonus to research speed, and an additional civilian factory. So I think this is really tempting me more right now, particularly when I'm working on getting my autonomy up. So, cottage industries. Businesses and manufacturing taking place in people's homes are viable alternatives to heavy manufacturing and gives people a sense of independence. Again, 2 CIC, very solid. Handloom weaving. Handloom weaving has become a symbol for tradition and independence in the subcontinent, while also providing working opportunities for local manufacturers. So, between these, we're going to get 150 autonomy, or thereabouts, and that's going to be very good. I think after that, that's going to be enough to get us to our point of being able to turn into a dominion, if we don't get there already in the course of doing other things. And we've got a little bit of production overflowing into the military factory in West Bengal, which I'm very happy about. We do have enough army experience for a doctrine right now, but I'm not necessarily going to go that way. Religious violence, once again, this is in Hyderabad. I'm going to imprison the agitators. Sadly, it simply is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to grab these 3 units and put them over here because I'm going to send a 12 division army to France. The Regional Defense Council of Aragon was annexed. The Treaty of Barcelona. Alright, so the nationalists defeated the anarchists and are in the process of winning in Spain. So that's a shame, but it is what it is. And eventually there will come a time when we can increase the efficiency of our armies, but today is not yet it. Alright. The Anschluss of Austria. After a successful coup d'etat by the local Nazi party in Vienna, German troops have crossed the Austrian border and taken control of the country. No fighting has been reported, and German soldiers were greeted by cheering crowds in the cities. In a speech before a massive crowd at the Heldenplatz in Vienna, Hitler announced the Anschluss of Austria, annexing the country into Germany. The oldest eastern province of the German people shall be, from this point on, the newest bastion of the German Reich. If that's what they want. How much support equipment have we got? Not much. I'm currently... I'm going to create a copy of this. I'm going to rename this one Basic Infantry Division. And I'm going to rename this Infantry Division. I'm going to put Engineer Company. This is going to cost 30 support equipment. And Cavalry Recon, that's going to cost 10. Into here. And that's going to be all that I do with that so far. And what this is going to do, I'm going to change the icon for this one to our knight. And what that's going to do is, slowly as we develop a sufficiency of infantry equipment and artillery, I'm going to change divisions into this. In fact, I can already afford to put artillery battalions in here. So we'll go ahead and save that. And soon we'll get producing artillery. Actually, I'm going to get this factory in East Bengal built right now. So once these 2 are done, I think we're going to circle back over to the military industry side just to get a few more military factories relatively quickly. At least get one more over here. And these are all 70-day foci, so I think I'll wait on these other ones because... just going ahead and building it via the construction interface here is going to be more effective. This is going to get finished in May, so this is going to go pretty fast. And that's going to get us, that's going to fill these 2 slots. And then we'll worry about more military factories later. Again, I don't want to slow down my civilian increases, but on the other hand, I've got 2 production, two lines running at this time. Ooh, I should be turning a little bit more. In fact, I can add 2 more without a problem. And what'll happen is slowly we'll get these units ready to go. Alright, so do I want to do this right away? No, I don't. I want to work on cottage industries first. Because that'll get us 100 autonomy, and I think after that I can afford to circle back to the military industry. Let's keep an eye on what's going on in China. It looks like China is holding on pretty well, which I'm pretty pleased about. Could I send an attaché? Doesn't appear that I can. No, I can, but I don't have the command power. Alright, let's go ahead and improve relations. And then once I've got the command power, I'll send an attaché. Alright, beautiful. That's Truck 1 researched. Let's go ahead and move forward to more infantry equipment. Well, I was going to use this slot to do other stuff, but I didn't. We'll finish out our other infantry equipment stuff, and then we'll do more radio things later. Alright. So, Ordnance Factory Medak, that's our mechanized producer. Now, with mechanized and motorized, I often take a rush directly towards hardness and maximum hardness for both. What can I get here? I don't have the ability to get either of these, so I think we'll immediately get working on breakthrough. And I will go ahead and add some truck production in to our industry queue here. So where can I get another research slot? All of these are research, but none of them are research slots. Engineering Revolution seems good. Interesting. But where's my research slots? I got more down here. Nope, I don't. It's over here. Oh my gosh, that's going to be forever. Alright, well, we'll need to deal with that, so we'll deal with it. Alright. Tsardom of Bulgaria approaches the German Reich. The Bulgarian government has signed a commercial agreement with several German companies in an attempt to strengthen ties with the German Reich while stimulating the injection of foreign capital into the country. Under this agreement, German investors will receive significant legal benefits and tax reductions while operating within the Tsardom of Bulgaria. They only seek Adolf Hitler's protection. Hitler Abelland news at 11. Alright, so we're going to get one more military factory, so actually I'm going to need to build one more. I don't want to be too silly about this. Because again, I do want to keep the size of my civilian industry increasing. But we'll go ahead and queue that one in there. And then, once cottage industries and the other stuff are done, we'll go over to the other side, to the military side, for national foci, for getting that that industry. All right, widespread protests in West Punjab. West Punjab is here. Protests against British rule have erupted in West Punjab, with local law enforcement reporting increasing violent clashes with demonstrators and authorities. Police must stand down. A lot of resistance or disperse the crowd, reduce compliance. I'm going to say police must stand down. I can deal with the equipment costs. Wow! That was a lot of equipment cost all of a sudden. That's brutal. That's extremely brutal. But I've got an agent reducing resistance here. And this is the epicenter, so they're in the right place. And anyway, oh, I see. This isn't taking away equipment. It's just devoting more equipment to this. And that's because resistance strength increases the amount of resistance required, I bet. I bet that's actually what's going on. It's just more resistance, more equipment's being allocated to suppressing resistance here. Okay. So, our units are in place over here. Do I need to defend the Maginot Line? I don't think so. I don't think so. That doesn't seem important. Let's go ahead and set our rally point in Delhi. And we're at 2.1, so I can throw in a few more units here. We're at 108 support equipment. That's pretty alright. But we've just started producing artillery, and we're producing 12. We've got 12 artillery in the pot. So that's pretty good. Anything else? Basic truck, that's fine. What else can we do with our political power? I suppose I can throw my my commanders in. I've got an infantry guy. I've got my surveyor. Surveyor seems really solid. We'll put him in. We'll put him in charge, and then I'll get my infantry guy, and that'll mean we'll be ready for basically anything. Who's this entrenchment guy? Oh, entrenchment speed. That's not that great. Alright, cottage industries are good to go. And now we'll do hand loom weaving. It's going to take 70 days, and that'll be just fine. And then we'll continue the slow march up to independence. But there'll be other things we can do farther down in the political side of our national focus tree in the meantime while we're working. And obviously this is slowing down other things, but it's got to happen. And anyway, having a few factories, which is not too bad. Actually, when I think on it, though, I think it might be more productive to pull a factory off of... that's the end of the Spanish Civil War. I might pull a factory off of infantry equipment. We'll see. Nationalist victory in the Spanish Civil War. After a long and grueling civil war, the Nationalists under Francisco Franco have finally defeated their Republican enemies and secured full control over Spain. Though isolated pockets of Republican troops continue to wage a guerrilla war that may well hamper the exertion of local nationalist control in previously Republican areas, it is unlikely further coordinated resistance of any significance will materialize. As the nation focuses on rebuilding its war-torn cities and industry, it remains to be seen what effects the nationalists' ideological amalgamation will have on their foreign policy, and whether the generous foreign military aid they received will be repaid. An interesting development. Historical. A new president in Uruguay. Gabriel Terra, the president of Uruguay, announced last week that he was holding elections and stepping down from power, a rule which he extended through a coup d'etat in 1933. The power will hereby be handed down to Terra's brother-in-law, the pro-Allied politician Alfredo Baldomir Ferrari. Good for them. Good job, Uruguay. We appreciate you. All right. So what is next? Yeah, I think next on our docket is this. Agrarian society, this number should be going down. In fact, it is. Oop, I didn't get all of them. In fact, this agrarian society number has gone down significantly, and we're up to 14% of total manpower, which is interesting. I would have thought, oh, but our mobilization speed's really low. So it's actually not adding a lot of manpower all that quickly. I see. That does make sense. Very close. Very close. I think we're actually going to get there before handloom weaving goes off, which is good. Because let me see. We got 961. 8223. 23 to 86, so that's about 66 per day. And we're cutting it close a little bit. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not super great at math. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think maybe handloom weaving is going to get done first. I don't know. We'll find out. Either way, I'll be ready to push this button when we get there. Which we will hopefully do soon. China continues to hold out, which I'm feeling pretty happy about. Again, I have the ability to... I don't have the ability to lend-lease them yet. Because we need higher world tension. In fact, world tension's pretty high, though. Gosh. Alright, so I am going to need to pick out some new research. Computing machine is almost done. That'll give us some extra research speed. I'll probably knock out the rest of radio over there. And then we'll deal with other things. Continue onward there. So what else do I want from a research perspective? I definitely want to get to 1936 air so that I can start producing planes. Because I'm going to want planes long term. But it's a big research investment to do that. I'm going to need 1936, and then I'm going to need range improvements and engines in order to get producing something that's mildly useful. Ah. Well, that'll happen. That's the Munich conference about to kick off. And then... Ooh, no. Actually, I can't do this. I need to work on logistics companies. So radio will have to be next in one of these slots. Brain carrier would be nice. I do love mechanized. So maybe... we'll finish out radio, and then with this other slot... Actually, no. I'm going to need artillery. Artillery is going to be of critical importance in the long term. So we'll go ahead and grab artillery 2. I'm against the AI, so I don't really need anti-tank all that much. I can get defense and piercing. But let's get mass production here. And I actually don't have the points to get that other thing, so we won't get it. Yeah, no, we're definitely going to finish handloom weaving first. But that's okay, because we're going to get carryover of this autonomy. And that'll be just fine. That'll be exactly what we want. Come on. So, how much artillery have we got? 50. Ugh, not a lot. Come on. But we'll get started. We'll get started converting units over. And obviously we're a little bit low on artillery, but that's okay. Actually, I wonder if it's better to just convert all of them. Ooh, resistance. But are we good on infantry equipment? We're good on infantry equipment. Actually, we're converting all of them. I'm just going to need to build up more artillery as time goes by. Do I deploy a few more basic infantry divisions? I think I do. The Fourth International. A number of communist delegates from around the world met in Paris today for a founding conference, laying out groundwork for what is known as the Fourth International. Calls for its formation have existed for years, with supporters of Trotsky's theories taking the lead. Stalin has responded to the growing support for Trotskyism abroad by ordering additional assassinations and increasing propaganda against his old rival. With the past purges of suspected Trotskyists in high ranks of the Soviet military and leadership in recent memory, this is unlikely to be met with any resistance. How many internationals will there be? Alright, so we've got a research slot open. It's beginning of... Well, no, it's the end of 38. I'm definitely going to need extraction industry eventually. So let's go ahead and knock that out. This is trains we've got a little shortage of. But that's okay. We're getting them built. We're getting them built. That said, I could buy a few on the international market. No, I don't need it. I can get there myself. Alright. We'll turn ourselves into a Dominion. And as you can see, we got spillover. So, we have the ability to become free, and that's pretty cool. Now, I could get started with India United and just run all the way this way. And I am going to do that eventually. But first, let's go ahead and grab one more military factory from Foci before we run all over there.
Hey, come on.
I think at this stage, I'm going to form a new army out of these units. I'm going to put them under command of someone good. Our mobile guy. And I'm going to put them in the front over here. Because I think that's a likely attack point for Italy. And I want to make sure... Oh, there's actually a bunch of British troops in here already. Well, that's good. And of course, we'll leave a few units at home as well. Democratic support is rock solid now, but again, I don't want to increase that too much. Alright, so literacy effort has finished. So now we've got an even better version of literacy effort, which is also giving us autonomy gain. Widespread protests in Bahawalpur. Let me see. Bahawalpur, once again... showing my ass here. Here we go. I'm gonna say the police must stand down. I think our resistance suppressing gentleman has done a great job of keeping resistance down, and I'm feeling overall like we've got the ability to do what we want to do. We're a little bit low on manpower right now. So maybe we'll put a little bit of a moratorium on deploying new divisions. And what we'll do is we'll increase... The temptation to increase artillery output is extremely high right now. But I know we're going to need more support equipment and towed artillery over time. How are we with construction? Construction is proceeding very well. So I think from here... Oh, see, why do we need more trains? Oh, because we got more fellas out here. Yeah, alright. Let's get this planning. Is that more than this army can handle? Probably. But I'll probably micro them once we get there, once the time comes. Actually, we're very far over time for this episode, so that's all I'm going to do for now. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.